Stacey, on behalf of the Cayman Masonic Children Foundation and the brethren within the Cayman Masonic fraternity, it's our pleasure to present to you our annual contribution to Feed Our Future. We want to encourage you to continue your great work, and it is a pleasure supporting you over the years, and we wish to see a long and prosperous future.
Thank you. The impact and advancement of the work we do in the community is really entirely through the partnership we have with CMCF. And so on behalf of the families and the children that we support and whose lives we impact daily, we thank you.
Thank you.
Hey Cayman, my name is Matthew Pello and welcome to Charity at its Finest. Today I have with me Stacey Vandeveld from Feed Our Future and Christopher Bodden from the Cayman Masonic Children's Foundation. Thank you both, Stacey and Chris, for being here today. Now first off, Stacey, what is Feed Our Future's mission? And when did this organization begin their efforts here in the Cayman Islands?
Feed Our Future has a very simple mission, and that is to ensure that children in the community, in particular those at risk, have a resource or regular access to the food they need to thrive, in particular when they're at school. So schools present a lot of opportunity, provide a safety net, so our programs run mainly through the school so that our children come in equipped to succeed. A lot is compromised: academics, behavior, health. Children become anxious. So we are trying to combat that and enable the child to have the most out of their school day.
Great, thank you, Stacey. Now, Mr. Bodden, what is the Cayman Masonic Children's Foundation, and when did their efforts begin here in the Cayman Islands?
So the CMCF, as the name implies, is meant to provide support and assistance and to deliver some meaningful impact to the children in our community who need it the most. Hence why we're here and with Feed Our Future, and why we continue to support that organization.
Excellent. Well, it is so great to see such support to our local children. Stacey, what caused you to launch Feed Our Future here in the Cayman Islands?
It was a response to something we knew that was happening in the community. One of our board members is a teacher, and so we were aware of children coming to school hungry, unable to function, not feeling well. Families were struggling to put food, on the table at home. And if you stop and think about it, we are expecting our children to come to school equipped, to have good academic outputs, to behave, to be well, to be productive, and you can't do that on an empty tummy. Food is essential. So we just wanted to kind of even the playing field and make sure that those children in the community that were being missed potentially had a resource that they could come to for help.
Wonderful. There are children here who do go hungry, and it is not at the fault of their own. Christopher, how does the Cayman Masonic Children's Foundation contribute to support Feed Our Future?
I think our contributions are purely monetary, or largely monetary, I should say. We know that our ability to contribute in any other meaningful way is limited, so we pool our funds and provide them to Stacey and her organization in order to do good with those funds.
That's great. Stacey, in your eyes, how has the Cayman Masonic Children's Foundation supported Feed Our Future?
We've had a partnership since we started up, and CMCF was very instrumental in giving us some traction to start to actually deliver, what we said we would to those families that, needed the help. Further, CMCF has always been very responsive, to when we would identify a need or even just throw out an idea that, we'd like to expand our program, let's say, to the summer. Very responsive. One time we have change boxes that we have around the island for collecting spare change. A number of them got stolen, and right away we were contacted by CMCF to say, we're going to increase our donation because we want to compensate you guys for that loss. So it's been a wonderful partnership, lots of ebbs and flows. So.
That's brilliant. Now, Mr. Bodden, what obstacles do the Cayman Masonic Children's Foundation face today?
As for the obstacles for the organization, it's more so the reality that the CMCF receives 100% of its funding from the Freemasons in the Cayman Islands. Therefore, our ability to contribute and make a meaningful impact in the community is dependent and limited by the generosity of the brethren, many of whom willingly and regularly contribute to the CMCF.
Wow, thank you to the brethren for their continued support. Now, Stacy, what has your experience been like working with the Cayman Masonic Children's Foundation?
Very natural, very humbling. We have seen the relationship grow and grow, and the confidence has been, there behind us, motivating us as far as the amount of funds that we're given annually has continued to grow, which again has allowed us to grow our programs, increase the number of children we support, go to the Cayman Brac, for example, like go to other islands or summer program and so forth. But in particularly for me on a personal note, it is very personally humbling and motivating because I know and respect and trust a lot of the brethren, and so that in and of itself just keeps you going, and you know that you're doing the right thing because you have the backing of such a credible group.
That is so important. Thank you, Stacy. Now, Mr. Bodden, tell us about your experience and what it has been like working with Feed Our Future.
Yes, our experience has been very positive, from the very beginning. Feed Our Future is a very well-run organization that prides itself on being very transparent to both its donors and the general public in terms of how it's distributing and making use of the funds that it collects. Therefore, the CMCF takes great comfort in the fact that this organization looks for meaningful ways in which it can impact the community, looks for ways in which it can use the limited funds that it receives in a way that is most impactful, and we take great comfort in that, and we can see the where our funds are going, both on paper and the impact that it's having in the community.
Incredible. Well, thank you both so much. It is amazing to see such support here in the Cayman Islands. Do either of you have any closing remarks?
So it was all about wellness and healthy lifestyles, because that we believe is so important, to developing healthy children. A lot of these diseases that start very early in childhood and don't present until a child is in adolescence or adulthood. So we are trying to combat that and then give the families knowledge and skills that they can help themselves.
Stacey, I think that's wonderful, and it's what's very inspiring, and where the CMCF admires your organization so much. You use your platform not only just to provide meals, but to really change lives in much more substantial ways. And I think you should be commended for all the work that you and your organization is doing. And we continue to be proud to be part of the broader community who's supporting you.
Thank you. We're proud to have your support.
Thank you.
Thank you both, Stacy, Christopher, for being with us here today. I wish both your organizations a prosperous future. My name is Matthew Pello, and we are recognizing charity at its finest.